Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boys Program Reactions here, back with another video, and today we are going to be recapping all of these games.
Game 63 and Game 64 against the Avs and the Utah Hockey Club.
And a few trades!
Yes, the trade deadline. What a whirlwind of a trade deadline. I'm sitting there waiting for trades, and finally Brad cooked. We'll get into it. Here we go. Trade deadline approaches. Thursday, no trades. Friday, we're getting into it, and we're waiting and all day. Holy cow, Brad
hasn't cooked.
Stop taking a nap.
And Brad
He pulled
cooked.
an all-nighter, apparently. Probably Friedman, too. Oh, my God.
And Brad cooked, because he cooked. He went deep. He got Scott Lawton,
which was rumored,
at 50% retained, and a 4th and a 6th rounder from Philadelphia. And in exchange, we exchanged a 2027 first rounder, top 10 protected, and Nikita Grabenkin. I was loving the Grebs.
This is sad.
Back check, paycheck, bro.
I'm so sad about that, but you know what?
It didn't work.
He'll thrive in Philly. I'm sure he'll do well.
Sure.
Scott Lawton was a guy we needed.
So
and
we got him.
Our third center finally has some identity to it. Not this, oh, Boomy, oh, Holmberg, oh, put someone in fucking center. No, we need a dedicated center man. And then
we got another trade.
We were like, okay, so
when is there
deadline's approaching, right? Deadline's approaching, and it's 3 o'clock. No trades by Brad. We didn't address the defense need. We needed a defense bolster. We can't go into the playoffs with Timmins, man.
Brandon Carlo. I heard that name,
and
I'm like, what? Brandon Carlo coming to the Leafs. You never thought the Boston Bruins were going to make a trade
with the Maple
Leafs. But they made a couple of trades. Brad Marchand to the Florida Panthers. God damn.
Oh my God. Freeman just had to drop that ball buster right at 3. I'm hearing Florida Panthers are going to acquire Brad Marchand.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Sam Bennett. And
Brad Marchand. You know how terrible that is?
That is like the rattiest team. Garbage, most hated team. Go figure,
it's a Panther. Anyway.
Oh my God. Now, and you should have seen his press conference with the Panthers. Bro teared up. He was sad about it because he really wanted an extension with the Bruins, but he played the money card. And you know what? Don Sweeney said, that's it. I'm calling it. We're going to be sellers at the deadline. They traded Carlo. They traded Marchand. They traded Coyle. And they're going to miss the playoffs, and they're going to end their longest playoff streak, which is going to mean that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to have the longest active playoff streak in the NHL. We were tied with Boston, but that is going to be no longer starting this year.
Well, Boston hasn't given up yet, so Brandon Carlo coming to the Toronto Maple Leafs in exchange. Philadelphia, 2025 4th rounder. First rounder, 2026, Toronto's pick. This one was a sad one. Minty fresh. Fraser
Minton.
4 points in 15 games for the kid. The kid is going to thrive in Boston. Watch, he's going to rule the world.
He already played in Toronto versus the Marlies with Boston's AHL team. I don't remember what they're called. And he had 1 shot and no points. And now he's on a no-point streak. So I don't know what's going on with him. But you know what? They got him. He's now a Boston Bruin. It looks hella weird, just like it does when you see Marchand on Florida. Lord help me, we might have to face that bum in the playoffs again. Oh my god, we
gotta win the division.
We're thinking, oh, we don't have to face Marchand anymore in the playoffs because they're gonna miss the playoffs. Nope, they give you the good old finger wag and say, we're gonna ruin your lives and send him to Florida so he can face you in the first or maybe second round.
The last trade of the day, Brad cooked.
This we thought was a 3-team trade. It ended up being 2 separate trades, and it was just coming through the pipeline. Dubas.
Toronto Maple Leafs receive a 5th rounder, 2025 pick in exchange for Connor Timmins and Connor Dewar. 2 Connors, because Kyle Dubas loves his guys, okay? He loves his guys, folks.
Yep.
Loves his guys.
But I don't understand why this was such a low pick. Like, I feel like we paid for Dewar a 5th rounder or whatever. But you know what? It was a cap dump. And Dubas loves his Sioux Greyhound.
Loves his Sioux Greyhounds, loves his guys, and that is it for the trade deadline. The Leafs would go in.
Well, actually, there was one other trade in here that just came out later in the night. And it was
a meaningless trade. Reese Johnson to the Toronto Maple Leafs in exchange for future considerations.
Which means nothing. That's another word
future
for
considerations
nothing.
Has been hopping around so many times. Future considerations is like the greatest player of all time.
There was also a big controversy from this trade deadline that got leaked after in conversations. Mikko Rantanen. He signed with the Dallas Stars, 8 years. I believe it was 12 or 13 million or whatever it was. Colorado traded for him, 2 firsts and a player, and we thought that we were in those sweepstakes.
No,
the rumors came out that we were. Apparently, the Leafs had offered, I can't remember, so it was 2 firsts, Cowan and Minton, in exchange for Rantanen. And he would have signed 8 years at like what, 13 million or something.
I'm grateful that we didn't trade away Cowan. We didn't trade Cowan or anybody.
That's a hell of a pay for Rantanen, but you know what? He is a player. He's a 100-point player. Now, Carolina rejected this trade for the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. You could have had your future made for you with Cowan, Minton, and 2 first-rounders, and you said no to the worry that you were going to face the team you're trading Rantanen to in the or in the Eastern Conference Final. You thought you would verse them in the Conference Final, and they would not want to have to play Rantanen in the playoffs.
Rantanen was never coming to Toronto.
Stupid?
Rantanen was never coming to Toronto. I believe that wasn't a serious offer.
Another trade apparently that was in the pipeline was Marner for Rantanen.
Yeah.
Marner exercised his no-move clause and said, no, I'm not going to Carolina. I'm staying here.
He's not. He's going in free agency. I'm making the prediction right now.
I don't think he is.
As of Thursday, March 13th,
I don't think he is.
Marner will test free agency.
He's gonna test it, but I don't think he'll walk.
He'll
sign.
He'll walk.
I think he's just gonna see what he can get, and based off his playoff performance, because he wants the bag. I don't know why $1 million difference is such a big deal. Like, come on, man, you're making 13 already. 14. You know why? It's because of a rising cap, and this is an 8-year contract. It's a long time. He may want more down the road and be stuck at 14. That's why he's pushing right now.
Well, the Leafs lost the first game against Colorado 7-4. Scott Laughton, Brandon Carlo didn't have much of a great debut.
Neither of them did. Scott Laughton was a -1. Yeah. Carlo was a 0.
So that's unfortunate. So they improved to 38, 22, and 3.
The goals were
Valeri Nichushkin, Mitch Marner, Valeri Nichushkin, John Tavares, Mitch Marner in the first period.
Tavares, Kivaranta, Duran, McKinnon, Nikushin gets a hat trick. That's a great day. And that was all. Then heading into Utah, we're finally at the end of this road trip here. The last game, first game of the Delta Center under Reynolds, and there's obstructed seats in this place. What do you love to know?
Nylander scores his 36th goal of the year for him. Marner, Matthew and I is picking up the assist. Made the score 1-0 Toronto. Then Cal Yarncroke, first goal since January 6, 2024.
Wow.
On a power play, both goals on a power play. Max Domi and Riley picking up the assist, made the score 2-0 Toronto.
So we're heading into a second period, and then Simone Benoit from the point. Holy cow, they thought this was high sticking by Lorenz. or a high stick tip. It was not. Kampf and Holmberg picking up assists. Now, there was a crazy fight in this game. I didn't put the image in here. It was Simone Benoit doing the Superman punch. Boom! Even the great himself, legendary fighter, said that he didn't execute it the greatest, but it was nonetheless an amazing thing to see in the NHL by Simone
But really,
Benoit.
3-0 up and you do
So
a
you're
fight
up
like that.
3-0 and you're like, how can the Leafs make this game a Leaf game? How can we turn it into something Leaf?
I literally
I
almost bet Utah in this
know
one.
how.
It was going too perfect.
Michael Carcone, 6th of the season. Doan and McBain assisting. That's 1.
Schultz.
Schmaltz, 15th of the season. Mata and Keller assisting. That's 2. And what do you expect? Braden Hayden, 17th on the power play. Sergachev and Genther picking up assists. We have a tie. 3rd period, no goals. Overtime, no goals. Shootout, 2nd of the season.
See, I was asleep when this thing was going on because
didn't stay up?
I didn't stay up.
Wow, I stayed up.
But anyway, as this game went on,
I almost thought I was going to regret staying up.
Schmaltz. Save made by Waller.
Then, William Nylander in on goal and save.
Logan Cooley in on ball save. Let's go.
Then we see Austin Matthews actually shoot it and not try and deke it and scores.
Clayton Keller in on wall and scores. There we go.
Mitch
That's one.
Marner in on goal to win the game. Scores! Marner. And the Leafs win. Thank God.
Let's
this
go.
game. They didn't fumble it like they almost did.
And
32 shots on goal for the Utah Hockey Club. 26 to the Leafs. 1 for 5 in the power play for Utah. 2 in the 5 for the power play for the Leafs. 22 hits to Utah, 21 for the Leafs, 11 blocks for Utah, 23 for the Leafs, 20 giveaways for Utah, 23 for the Leafs. Record improves to 39, 22, and 3.
Next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs is
The Florida Panthers tonight. You already have had the result. It's supposed to be a playoff preview, and the boys are having a mindset where they go into this game and they're gonna be fighting, punching, checking. It's going to be a ruthless game here at Scotiabank Arena in the 6th. Don't miss it. It would have already been done by the time you see this video. But
Yeah,
I
right.
hope it was a win nonetheless, because we need wins to take that first spot back in the Atlantic.
then Senators at Maple Leafs Saturday. Let's go.
We will be in the St. Patty uniforms that game, as well as on St. Patrick's Day, Flames at Leafs. And this is a 4-game homestand. It continues into Wednesday, Avs at Leafs. Now the Avs come back home to
And that's
our house, and I hope we take that game. 2 of these are in St. Patty Day uniforms, and 4 of them, all 4, are at home at Scotiabank Arena. Oh man, I hope the Leafs take some wins here. We also did 2 gaming videos of those 2 games. I do not like the result.
It was great. I love the result. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's been it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're heating up. Less than 20 games left before the playoffs. We're a month away from tailgates, playoff games, and madness.
Let's
I can't
go.
wait. We'll see you soon.
Peace.